Hi, I'm Cy Young. I'm continuing reading Onions. Chapter 1. C.W. meets his match. Charles Wesley Onions hated everything. He hated his father for dying when C.W. was 6 and leaving him alone with his alcoholic mother. He hated his mother for sending him off to a foster home when he was 7. He hated his first foster mom who beat him and the 15 other foster parents who abused him and made him work before and after school. But most of all, C.W. hated himself. He was chubby, had freckles popping out all over his face, and his nose was too short. At 12, he was big for his age, and he knew his clot of red hair made him a target for those stupid, snot-nosed kids at school. His eyes revealed the wariness gained from too many blows delivered too early in his young life. This was C.W.'s state of mind when he tried to steal Sandra Fuller's purse. It was 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and C.W. just gotten out of school. He'd only been attending Mark Twain Middle School for 2 months, having just been sent to his 16th foster home in 2 years. His new foster mother, Mrs. Williams, had 2 young kids and a baby, and C.W., once again, felt like an intruder. She hadn't abused him, at least so far, but he was expecting the worst. He knew she'd taken him in for one reason only, the payment she received from the state adoption agency. Mrs. Williams had already mentioned several times that C.W. had to work. She needed the money. Yeah, they always needed the money. He thought about, maybe robbing a bank and taking off, but, there was something called prison. And he'd found out or heard that prison was not a nice place for young boys with freckles. C.W. was gliding slowly down the sidewalk on his skateboard near the town square of Lozan when he saw Sandrin's hotshot pull to the curb 50 feet ahead of him. As he watched, Sandrin hopped briskly out of the car with the alacrity of a trained athlete, hurried to a parking meter, and opened her purse. C.W. saw his chance. He picked up his skateboarding pace and zoomed toward what he thought was a helpless senior. Just as Sandrin arrived at the meter, C.W. whipped by, snatched the purse, and sped away. In a shot, the senior jumped back in her car, switched on the ignition, and screeched away from the curb. C.W. looked over to the street. To his surprise, the hotshot was zipping along beside him. Suddenly, the car accelerated, came to an open driveway ahead of him, and did a sharp right-angled turn onto the sidewalk, cutting off his escape. C.W. slammed into the side of the hotshot and hit the ground hard. Without a pause, Sandrin was out of the car and standing over the thief. She snatched her purse back as C.W. began moaning and holding his leg. When he glanced up at her, he had the fleeting impression of an army sergeant he'd seen in a cable movie who tripped a new recruit and sent him sprawling in the mud. Her blue eyes were blazing spotlights that shot right through him, and C.W. knew instantly he'd made a big mistake. Really hurts, huh? Yeah, C.W. said between moans, milking the minor wound for all it was worth. Good, let's get a cop. C.W. sat up. If Mrs. Williams found out what he'd done, he'd be sent away again. Please, lady, don't get the cops, he pleaded. I'm sorry. I'm really sorry. Look, I need the money. I can't get a job. A crowd was gathering as Sandrin's eyes continued boring into him. I've heard that before. I'm not kidding. I swear it. Sandrin eyed the kid skeptically, then paused. You want a job? Yeah, I'll do anything, I swear. By now, the crowd had grown into a small mob. C.W. glanced around with the look of a trapped ferret. Sandrin thought a moment, then made a decision. Come on,